So we'll start with Mangala Charan. Let's see. Om Ajnantimirandasya Gyananjanशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्दे श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादं सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखावितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय विष्णुपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी विचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो भगवदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरात्से नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वसुभानुसुते देवी प्रणतोस्मि हरि प्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. So we are still at chapter 1. We'll still be at chapter 1 in next 2-3 class also. Right. So what we were discussing, we were discussing the Arjun's reasons for not fighting the war. Right. We're at that section 2 of chapter 1. And we discussed the region of compassion, and also last time we discussed, we started the region of enjoyment. So today we'll continue with that particular regions, what enjoyment. So first region, who remembers? What was the region of compassion? Yeah, Kishan. Bodily affection. Bodily affection, okay. Or बोलो. Own men, Swajan, important point. Hey, so Swajan, that leads to bodily affection. And because they are my Swajan, so naturally I will have some feelings for them. Right. So that was the reason he had compassion for them. He had some kindness, a little liberal feeling towards them. So that was his point of compassion. Then we started with the point of enjoyment. Right. What was the point of enjoyment? What, what I will do after killing my family, which whom I will enjoy. With whom I will enjoy when everyone is gone. मेरे पास सारा घर पैसा, I have everything, all 10 bangla, so much money, millions of dollars and this and that. And I don't have any one to enjoy with, no partner. What's the use? Right. So that was the point. With whom I will enjoy all those things. Right. So we will continue with the same from Bhagavad Gita text 32, chapter 32. But here, when you open in your book, you will see different, I would say, four verses together. Right? Do you see that in the book? So there are four verses together. So एक slide में तो नहीं आता, so I've just put one by one. So we'll recite all four together because why these all four verses are put together so that it has kind of very similar meaning, and it explains it. It will be explained better if it is combined together rather than different verses because kind of similar meaning. It's all very much connected, right? So before we go into recitation of the verse, why should we recite the verse? क्यों करना है? Any point? क्या होगा वर्स रिसाइट करके? होता तो है नहीं. मतलब a lot of time मतलब we are not able to recite. Then why should we recite?
I can talk about the psychological effect.
Okay.
It helps us to communicate in a better fashion. Because if we are, talking in or we are, let me just try to get into Hindi. चारण अगर हम करते हैं
Okay.
उस पर,
हाँ.
then we are able to, communicate well because there are certain instances where your thoughts are supposed to flow in natural way.
Okay.
And reciting shlokas and mantras will help you to do that.
So it's a क्या कहते हैं pronunciation improvement class.
No, pronunciation. So pronunciation can affect the communication.
Okay. So it's a communication improvement class. Should we do for that reason?
Not exactly, but if I'm able to talk to you,
then
my words, my sentences will make more sense to you. You understand the pain and anxiety probably I'm going through, or maybe the ecstasy that I'm going through, and then you get to relate with me in a better fashion.
Okay.
That's what my point is.
That anyway happens, right? When we recite, yes, it's a. But what is the main purpose? Why should we recite sloka? Well, that's not really main purpose. People don't recite sloka for that one. But yes, that's something which obviously we get out of it. But then why should we recite sloka? Meaning that's enough, right? Then recitation equivalent. What does it give it to? Yeah, yeah. All mantras are very powerful. Right. Why do we say कि अपने अपने घर कराइए? That when we chant mantra together, all the walls they are like purified. think आपका पूरे घर that becomes purified. So that mantras are very powerful, and this is God's word directly. What we are saying, right? But those are for the walls. What about us? Or the home? Then what about us? Why should we recite the mantra? हाँ मतलब that also is one of the reasons मतलब all of you are telling correct thing, right? So let's take one scenario. There is one person who is not into puja part, and this person is like अरे यार मैं तो कभी कभी मंदिर चला जाता हूँ. That's enough for me. Then you ask me, okay, you do one thing. You just take one sloka and recite it daily. One sloka, one day. What does it do? Nothing. No, it will do something.
Cleansing of your
Ah. So mantras are so powerful, right? Connecting all those things. Mantras are so powerful that when you start reciting it, you start your consciousness itself start becoming pure, right? Then you try to more know about this. Okay, like we take example of our class when we came first, or me also, right? When we started taking class, a lot of us were not able to pronunciate it very clearly. And we were finding it very difficult कि यार ये कैसे pronounce करना है. Now, maximum of us are a little comfortable to doing that. It was not that easy before, right? So communication part that also is getting covered. Yes, it's a correct thing, but the main purpose is it purifies our consciousness. It purifies our mind. And when this gets purified, you always you become curious to know more. Right. You try to, okay, let me recite, okay, one mantra I'm doing, let me recite two mantras, or let me try to understand what it means. अगर आपको कल को आके कोई 50 मंत्र सुना है, उसका meaning if you don't know, then you will say, मतलब what's the meaning of this? I'm just listening some words I do. But when you recite it, you yourself will try to know more. Okay, what is the meaning? Oh, this is the meaning. Let me try to understand more. So that builds actually, it's a progress. It builds the progress towards spirituality. This is the way how we can advance in our spiritual path, right? So many of us might not be doing it on daily basis. Take one mantra, just recite it, say 2 3 times, read the meaning of it. That's enough, right? That's a very amazing way to progress in this life. It does a lot of these things. And like we already covered, in any home, wherever we chant these mantras, these are the God words. This purifies the whole environment, the home, the walls, everything gets purified. Right. So with that, we'll chant four mantras together because it's one by one. So what I do, I will read one, all four together. We'll recite, read and follow. Right. Then one Prabhuji can take one mantra, one Prabhuji, one Mataji, one mantra, then next, the next, like that. Okay. Is it fine? Okay. So we'll start with text 32. किं नो राज्येन गोविन्द किं भोर्गजीवितेन वा येषामर्थे काङ्क्षितं नो राज्यं भोगाः सुखानि च. Any problem? One by one. अच्छा, you want me to do all together? ठीक है. त इमे अवस्थिता युद्धे प्राणां त्यक्त्वा धनानि च आचार्यः पितरः पुत्रस् तथैव च पितामहः मातुलः स्वसुरा पौत्रा शाला सम्बन्धिनस्तथा एतान् हन्तुम् इच्छामि न तो अपि मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतो किं न मही कृते निहत्य धार्तराष्ट्रान् कापि प्रीतिः स्याज्जनार्दन. Okay. The first one, any proposition? कोई भी. किं नो राज्येन गोविन्द किं भोगैर्जीवितेन वा येषामर्थे काङ्क्षितं न राज्यं भोगाः सुखानि च. Anyone from Mathurisa? किं नो राज्येन गोविन्द किं भोगैर्जीवितेन वा येषामर्थे काङ्क्षितं न राज्यं भोगाः सुखानि च. Next, anyone from Mathurisa? Anyone? Suchiman, start. ता इमे अवस्थिता युद्धे च प्राणां त्यक्त्वा दधामि च आचार्य पितरः पुत्राः तथैव च पितामहः। Anyone from other side? त इमे अवस्थिता प्राणं त्यक्त्वा धनानि च आचार्य पितरः पुत्राः तथैव च पितामहः। Prabhu said it. Next one, 3 4. मातुलं स्वसुरां सर्वं सम्पत्तिनस्ततः एतान्यमुक्तोमेष्यामि रतोऽपि मधुसूदन। Anyone from other side? मातुला स्वसुरां सर्वं सम्पत्तिनस्ततः एतान्यमुक्तोमेष्यामि रतोऽपि मधुसूदन। Okay, so translation of all four together by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Gita. Right. That's why the translation, because it's all connected, so translation is also together. So, Srila Prabhupada says that, O Govinda, of what avail to us are a kingdom, happiness, or even life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed on this battlefield? O Madhusudana, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, father-in-law, grandson, brother-in-law, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me, why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me? O maintainer of all living entities, I am not prepared to fight with them, even in the exchange for the three worlds. Let alone discern what pleasure will be derived from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra. Right. Continuation of the previous one. What pleasure? What kind of pleasure will I get? Right. So now Arjun is giving, like, first reason he gave for the compassion. He started with enjoyment. Now he is more resolved, more uh, he has a bigger resolve not to fight this war. So he's saying, he's giving more and more reasons. These are my people. They are willing to leave everything and then come to fight, even they know they will lose their life. Right? Why should I kill them? I don't want anything. Like, I don't want anything. Even if you give me all the three words, I don't want to fight. So he says that all the three words. What are the three words? हम बोलते हैं ना जनरली, like, हाँ, correct. So these are the three words. Prithvi comes in the middle. Actually, there are many loka we saw in that picture last time, right? But एक categorize जब हम करते हैं, Prithvi is the middle. All above is स्वर्ग लोक, all below is पाताल लोक, right? So भूलोका, स्वर्ग लोका, and पाताल लोka. So all three lokas. So he says that even if I get the kingdom of all these three lokas, I'm not willing to kill them. I'm not willing to fight. Now, we'll discuss in detail, like, why he says that. So, first you see here, he used the word Kimna Rajyena Govinda. Govind means Krishna Kanam. Right, Govind Krishna Kanam. And we heard a lot of, previously, we heard many of Krishna's name. A couple of examples. What all name came before? नहीं, मधुसूदन next आएगा. Keshav came, yes, killer of KC demons, and Rishikesh, the master of all the senses. So similar in the line it comes Govinda. Go with them. Go means go means cows, go means senses also. So Govind means someone who gives pleasure to cows or the senses. Right. So, like Rishikesh is there, master of all senses. If someone is master, they will give the pleasure, right? If my company has a master, if they'll give me raise, that will be pleasure. Right? The appraisal is the pleasure. So only master can give you the pleasure. No one else. आपका colleague तो आपको pleasure दे नहीं पाएगा. लो मेरी salary का थोड़ा तो pleasure. They are never going to do that. So here he is telling Govinda. Now you'll see that there he said Govinda. Here he will be saying Madhusudana. Then next he'll say Janardana. Every word has a particular meaning. It's not just specifically put there. कि चलो आज ये नाम याद आ गया तो let's say next term. Let's cover all the names together, right? As much as possible. No, these all names actually are having a meaning. By invoking that name or by calling Krishna by that name, he's just invoking some reaction. So we'll discuss that in detail. So Krishna is the object of all pleasure for cows and senses. He gives the pleasure to cows and senses. Go with. Right? By using significant word, Arjuna indicates that Krishna should understand what will satisfy Arjuna's senses. Very important line. Right. What will satisfy Arjuna's senses? Right now, Arjuna is in the mood of not fighting the war. Krishna is saying, go and fight. So, what will satisfy Arjuna's senses? Sympathy? Yes, no, what kind of instruction will, okay, now I'm okay. It not fight. So, here Arjuna is saying to Krishna, you are the one who gives pleasure to everyone's senses, right? But here you are asking me to do the fight, which is not going to give me the pleasure. Why are you doing that to me? That's why he used the word Govinda here. Very strategically, every single word is put here. All the names are put here with that. Because Krishna is the one who will satisfy his desire not to fight. That's what he's asking him to do. He would give me that fulfill my that desire not to fight, and that will give pleasure to my senses. But why are you asking me to fight? But here he is wrong in that understanding. Why he is wrong? Huh? Very, very important. He's trying to satisfy his own senses. Very important. आपने बढ़िया पढ़ा. Good job. Cheat code. All right. So, but yes, he's trying to satisfy his own senses. But Krishna is not a Amazon order supplier, right? I will ask something and he will do. Bhagwan, 5 kilo laddu, give me the visa. We have a beautiful temple here. Chilkur Balaji. People go before the visa interviews and they say, Bhagwan, please, I will. They ask something maybe, but I have never been. I have been there. I have never been to that with that visa mindset. Ki, please, I will give something and you just grant me a visa. When people ask some mannat, right? Something they do some, they tie some. But Krishna is not our order supplier. So we have to remember that. And here Arjuna is trying to think that I will ask him and I'll first provoke him. You are the one who's going to give me the give up my senses pleasure. So first, like a little buttery, right? And then say, but why are you not giving me pleasure? You are my sakha. You are my best friend. I am your greatest devotee, one of the greatest devotee. Why you are not giving me the pleasure? So invoking some reaction from Krishna, trying by hook or by crook, whatever can be done. Just let me not fight this war. Right. So that's what he's trying. So comes to the real life, right? Like Arjuna, what he does. Similar thing, a lot of times we also do the same thing, right? We go to the temple with our shopping list. Bhagwan, these are the things I want. Please, take a fulfill kar do and make me happy. Is it wrong or is it right? It's right. 90%. No, I'm not saying people how many people are doing. I'm just saying when people go with this mindset with the shopping list, God fulfill this. Okay, to-do list के साथ. Is it right thing or wrong thing? Material world के हिसाब से it's the right thing. Okay. Actually, it's wrong. Why? अपने को fulfill कर रहे हैं. Okay. We are trying to satisfy our own senses for our own sense gratification. But then we also say that Krishna is our Pita. He's our father. And if I'm son, let's say your son, not your son, ठीक है, आपका भी time है, ठीक है, आपका son, he he is not having pencil box or he broke his pencil box. Shouldn't he come and ask you? He should ask, right? If Papa, मेरा pencil box, it's broken, so please bring me a new one. Then what's wrong when we are asking the same thing from Krishna?
Asking is fine, but वो transactional में पूछना सही नहीं है कि आप मेरे को दीजिए तो मैं ये करूँगा.
अच्छा तो मतलब अगर ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं होगा बस मैं पूछूं मैं तो कुछ नहीं करूंगा. I will not do anything. चलो वो भी गया.
से the good intention है इसकी प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है प्रॉब्लम
हाँ.
पार्टी को ठीक है दोस्त करिए.
Okay.
Then it is okay, but let's say तभी हिमाचल में जो प्रॉब्लम है.
शॉपिंग लिस्ट के साथ.
हाँ.
वीजा आई नीड वीजा आई विल विजिट सिलकुर बालाजी अदरवाइज आई विल बी एट. भगवान तो हर घर में. भगवान तो दिल में है ना. वीजा वाले भगवान जी वहां है बट बाकी दिल में. लाइक दैट माइंडसेट. ओके. व्हाट एल्स एनी अदर ओपिनियन?
Take care of me.
हाँ he does. आप नहीं मांगोगे तो भी he will do. आप मांगोगे तो भी he will do. So what's problem in asking? What's problem in asking our father? मतलब why should he ask if पापा मतलब अगर पापा नहीं देख रहे हैं कि बच्चे का पेंसिल बॉक्स टूट गया है then he has to ask. आप केयर करते हैं? Coming to that question, do you care or does he ask? No, what you're saying is absolutely correct. We'll come to that. So the problem in asking is, I'll come to the point directly. We have a bigger class to cover. So the problem in asking is, and that's what mostly happen in the world. Either it's a 50-50%. Either you'll get or you don't get. Either it will be fulfilled or not. When it gets fulfilled, then we are like, yes, it is done. God is great and this and that. But when it is not fulfilled, इतनी पूजा किया इतने दिन से आई एम डूइंग दिस इतना भगवान 10 किलो लड्डू चढ़ाया डिड दिस डिड दैट एंड आपने एक काम मेरे लिए नहीं किया. This is what happens in the real life, right? A lot of people, I know some examples like there was a person and he used to do 16 rounds of chanting. 16 rounds of chanting 2 hours daily from years. He was a great devotee, an awesome devotee. And then one day, well, obviously he is devotee, his family would be devotee. Everyone was following, the children were also following. But his son then, everyone had their own path, everyone had their own way of going into things. Not everyone will become doctor, engineer, or CA. He chose to be brahmachari. So he tried to stop him. No, 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 how can you choose to become brahmachari? He stopped doing all this 16 rounds. From 16 to 0. Just because of one decision. When I heard that story, is he doing 16 rounds so that his son become doctor or engineer? Or he's doing for his own soul? That concept is wrong, right? When people don't even understand why they are doing this thing, it is bound to fail. And that's why we say, like, last time also we discussed, spirituality is not something sentimental. It has to be understood. Why are we doing this? We have to understand. It's not like कि कल को किसी ने सड़क पर बोल दिया भाई चलो हरे राम हरे कृष्णा करो. Okay, ठीक है. तो आपने बोला तो just do हरे राम हरे कृष्णा. No, you need to know why you have to do हरे राम हरे कृष्णा. What is the reason you are going to do? What are you going to achieve from that? If you don't even know, you are bound to fail. If I don't know how 2 plus 2 makes 4, then I cannot do like addition of 3 plus 5 also. So this is a very methodical, this is very the philosophical thing. We have to understand why we are doing this. What is the purpose of doing all those things? So the problem here, going to the temple with the shopping list is, we either will get or will not get. Right? If we get, then good. If we not get, most of the people lose faith. And that's where the biggest problem comes in asking. Right? Even if you don't ask, God will take care. Right? Actually, as a father, it is our duty to take care of our children. We'll see. We don't have to wait कि बच्चा आके बोलेगा पापा पेंसिल खत्म हो गई है then only we'll get और बॉक्स टूट गया. We check the homework right daily. We don't just write okay you are now able to write just You do your homework. I don't care. We check the diary. We check the homework. Okay, homework ये मिला किया कि नहीं किया? Ask. Papa asked. Huh? So because we care, like that father care. Krishna also cares for us. We don't have to worry about it. But a lot of time we don't get what we want because we don't deserve it. Or it is not good for us in long run. But we don't understand what we see the short sightedness. Visa नहीं मिला क्यों नहीं मिला भगवान इतना तो मैंने किया था I did so many things to get this visa I did not get it that's it sorry I'll go to Sai Baba or some other god not to offend anyone right I'll go to some other god who will fulfill my desire that's it Krishna तो कुछ नहीं कर right but we don't understand visa नहीं मिला after 10 years when you look back you will see like okay visa नहीं मिला probably that was for the good my father got unwell I had to take care of him if it was for the visa I might not have been able to do that we don't know because we see only short sightedness that's all we can understand that's all we can comprehend but when we see the longer picture or simply we cannot see the longer picture simply surrender to God he only wants the best for us whether we like it or not whether our senses it is as per our sense gratification or not but he always wants the best for us whatever comes right? In the longer run we'll realize yes that was for the best but yes for any question कुछ नहीं होता तो हम कहते हैं भगवान नहीं है हाँ Mother, I'll tell you one story. This is a very common thing. When I was a young kid, 10, 12 years or something like that, I was very much like interested in ghosts. So, yes, I wanted to see ghosts. And like that time, light white चले जाते थे. We used to sleep on the rooftop. So, मच्छरदानी लगे सोते थे. 2-2 3-3 घंटे एक बार तो ghost दिख जाए. फॉर मेनी डेज जब भी सोते थे आई यूज्ड टू वेट फॉर आज तो कोई तो घोस्ट दिख जाए यार कुछ तो हो ना होता है तो दिखना चाहिए देन स्लोली आई लॉस्ट द फेथ घोस्ट होता ही नहीं ठीक है अगर होता तो दिखता क्यों नहीं दैट्स व्हाट हैपेंड लाइक पीपल like you're saying right now our desire doesn't get fulfilled we lose the faith कि भगवान होते तो यार इतनी बार मांगा चलो एक चीज नहीं दिया next thing he did not give how about today well I asked 10 things he did not give me anything that means God is not there God is dead or he never existed. It is just people say na man made God, not God made man. We have heard a lot of us might have thought at one point of time that I at least I did at one point of time. God religion is our creation. Now we understand it's all it's all the opposite. So yesterday in our Bhagavad Gita class we had the creation of the universe, amazing class. Someday we'll reach there and we'll discuss that in detail. Right. So that is the problem with asking this list. Well, did I answer your question, Mataji? How we forget on? Because we never. So it's a basic human nature. Even if it is our fault, we'll try to either find the excuses or we'll try to put it on someone else. We never say, no, 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 this is because of me. We just try to shrug it off. Somehow, no, I am not responsible for that. Maybe that happened, maybe manager was like that. Even if we know we did not do our work on time, but we'll try to find 20 excuses just to say, I wanted to do, but because of this reason I did not do. Because we always try to find excuses. So yes, everyone knows their karma. We cannot understand for which karma this happened. But everyone knows it happened because of our karma also. अगर हम सड़क पे गिर गए गाड़ी चलाते हुए then we'll say ये सड़क पे गड्ढे थे ठीक है यहाँ पे गिट्टी ऐसी थी वो सामने वाले ने ब्रेक मारे we'll what we will not see कि we are driving at 80 that will not think what we'll see सड़क कैसी थी गवर्नमेंट कैसा है कॉर्पोरेटर कैसा है will abuse everyone except us because we are driving at 80 right if in the 80 place we are driving at 40 we would have applied brake and we would be safe but we'll never think we were at fault so yes that's our nature problematic but that is what it is so हाँ हाँ बात वो बोलते हैं ना मेरा चप्पल गायब होता मंदिर में तो ऐसे कोई तो मेरा करना ले गया माता जी see the thing is everything what happens in our life is based on our karma So अगर आपको लगता है कि कोई चीज आपके साथ गलत हो रही है, if you are thinking something is wrong being happened to you, this is not something good, then obviously you are just, मतलब by logic if you think, you are just paying back for your bad karma. It is gone. So that's a true thing, right? If something good happening because we had good karma, we are very thirsty, we are not getting a water, we don't have any money, and someone suddenly comes and gives us, okay, I think you are thirsty, just take the water. Probably because we did something very good in this life, in last life, in some other life. That's why we got it. It's a good karma. So whatever happens to us, it is based on the karma. Bad thing happened because now bad karma is because we have to pay. Now it is being paid off. Good thing happened because of good karma. We are paying it off. It's not like totally inaccurate. Maybe because of some. I did not got your question. Like, why should we not give water to? हाँ Suppose किसी का class हाँ ओके मैं अपने ही बैग पे जिन्हें मुझे तो पिलाना चाहिए मुझे ना तो how we differentiate good bad okay so आप जो सोच रहे गुड कर्मा we actually have the bigger discussion on that later on think what we think is good or bad that may not be people think good right someone is thinking oh, Ukraine Russia is attacking Ukraine that's good other person is thinking it's wrong someone is thinking maybe it's good maybe it's wrong everyone has their own opinion 10 people will have we say that too many cooks there's a saying called too many cooks uh, right. So 10 people, if you think, so there was a, I think we discussed in the class sometime, Mahatma Gandhi, not very time I like to take his example, but he used to say that, and there was a Narayan Guru in Kerala. They were talking, and he's a very famous spiritual personality, right? From the Advait one, but yes. So they were talking and they were discussing one point that if there are 20 million people, they will have 20 million religions. Right? Everyone has their own way of doing things. So like that, everyone has their own way of thinking this is good or bad. Like we take example of Ukraine war itself. For some it's good, for some it's bad, some I don't care. It's like that. But then what is good, what is bad? That we'll discuss. It is coming soon. Please wait for some time. Right. So what we may think is good may not be good. Right. A lot of time there are things which are overriding that good or bad. So we'll discuss that in quite detail, the same thing. But we'll come. Any other question? No problem. हाँ.
Forwards के सेट्स तो सब एक आध लोग भी थे तो जिनमें ये था
There are a lot of people who had compassion actually. Right. All the gurus, Bhisu Pitama, everyone had compassion, but then they are duty bound. Right. So and Kauravas के side छोड़िए मतलब even from the side मतलब not in the battlefield, but a lot of people like Yuyutsu. Anyone knows who is Yuyutsu? Who? I still brother actually. Not 100, 100 first. So Dhritarashtra did not just have 100 sons, he had 101. So that was 101st from a maid survey. And he was like very much inclined towards Pandavas, even though he was from the other family. But he was. Similarly, Vikarna's example we discussed last few classes back. Vikarna is one of the brother of Dhritarashtra. He was someone who is sympathetic for them. But then, even though they had sympathy, they are duty bound to do. Right? So they will fight. We cannot say Drona was not sympathetic to Pandavas and Bhishma Pitama and a lot of people, Kripacharya, all of them. They were having sympathy, but then they were duty bound to do that. Right. So, alright, so we'll go further. So we'll here. If we try to satisfy the senses of Govinda, so we're discussing till here that people are trying to satisfy their own senses, asking God about things. Here Arjun is also in the same mindset कि I don't want to fight, you are Govinda, master, who gives pleasure to our senses. Please satisfy my senses, fulfill my desire, not to fight. But then let's come to the point. Right. This is not the right way. If we try to ask God, if we try to satisfy our own senses, right, that is the wrong goal. So that's what being mentioned here. If you try to satisfy the senses of Govinda, but Govinda is not meant for satisfying our senses. If we try to satisfy the senses of Govinda, however, then automatically our own senses will be satisfied. Very important point. How can we take this example? Like, do we have any example? When we do something of this sort, then other thing automatically happen. We discussed a couple of examples in the past.
tree पत्तों पे जो है
हाँ.
पानी की तरह
Exactly, like a tree. Example of a tree. We don't. We want the tree to be. How we say the tree is growing very well. When we see all the leaves, they are green. The fruit and the fruit, or if there is a flower, they are growing well. We say the tree is good, right? But we don't water all the flowers, all the fruits, all the leaves of the tree. What we water? The root. When we water the root, the whole tree automatically gets everything. And Krishna being cause for everything, he sarv karan karanam. If we try to satisfy Krishna, everything, the whole world will automatically be satisfied. We are still having some piety in this Kali Yuga, which will be going reduced further and further when we progress ahead. We are lucky that we are at this time. Let's pray and get out. Right. But when we are going further, there will be more and more sins happening, will be happening in the Kali Yuga. But we are still having some piety because there are people who are trying to satisfy the root. There are people who are still doing jump and tap for Krishna and his fulfilling. But there will be a time when very few people remains. Most people will be atheistic. Kalki Avatar will come in. But let's not wait for Kalki Avatar. Right. Long time. Who's Kalki Avatar? He is the one of the avatar of Lord Krishna or Vishnu. Right. So every yuga finishes with one avatar. Like Dwapar Yuga finished when Krishna went back to Vaikuntha. So Kalki avatar will come, Vinasaya Duskrita. All the dust he will kill off, and then Kali Yuga will be over. Again, new cycle of the Yuga will start. Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga. So that's the point here. Similarly, one more example can be given for the stomach. We want our fingers to work, we want our eyes to work, we want our ears to work, legs, hand, but we don't put food on everywhere. Saro haath ghee mein, or something like that, right? What we feed? Stomach. When we feed stomach, automatically all the organs are nourished. Everything is functioning fine. Right. So when that's the point being made here. That if we try to satisfy the senses of Govinda, however, then automatically our all own senses will be satisfied. So materially, everyone wants to satisfy his senses, but if he wants God to be the order supplier for that setting, but he wants God to be the order supplier of that setting. We discuss, we go with the shopping list, thinking like, okay, God, this fulfill this my desire, but he's not Amazon, right? So we have to remember that. The Lord will satisfy the senses of the living entity as much as they deserve. We'll get only what we deserve and what is the best for us, but not to the extent that they may covet. Like what we want, we may not get. But if one takes the opposite way, namely, when one tries to satisfy the senses of Govinda without desiring to satisfy one's own senses, then by the grace of Govinda, all desires of living entities will be satisfied. So that's the type of pleasure. And to take it more further, in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 19.17, there's one line comes, Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Tatpar. I'll just, if you want, you can recite, take it. Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Tatpar Tatparattvena Nirmalam Risikena Risikesa Sevanam Bhaktiruchyate. So here it is said that bhakti, the devotional service, right? That is the bhaktir. The word bhaktir came right. That means devotional service. Means engaging our senses in the service of the Lord. The same thing it is mentioned in our scriptures also. Right? The master of all the senses. And when the spirit soul renders service unto the Supreme, there are two side effects. Right? One, he is free from the material designations. What are the material designations? Sarvopadi. So what are the upadhis? We have a lot of upadhis in our life. Some example. When we say upadhi, what do you think? What does upadhi means?
Sir, madam, boss.
Sir, madam, okay. That is actual upadhi, but it is not. That's our understanding. That upadhi means respectful something. But here, when we say upadhi, it means everything what we identify ourselves into. I am male, I am female, I am Indian, I am American, I am tall, I am short, I am Gora, Kala, right? All these things are nothing but your bodily designations, upadhi, right? But when you try to, when a jeev try to serve Krishna hmm, with like Rishikesha, like without thinking of like something getting in back in return, like in that now, then what happens? We are so the first thing happens like the upadhis will be gone. We don't care like what we are. So last time we discussed the best quality of Vaishnava, they always think they are the least of the jivas. Right. We are below all the jivas. That's the humbleness that a Vaishnava should aspire for. That we are not above anyone, we are below to everyone. If we are having that kind of mindset, then only we can progress in the bhakti. Otherwise, it's like upadhi. I am manager at this company. Right, I can do whatever I want. No, actually not. Company decides. Yesterday's news. Which company? I think Meta or Amazon. They decide all the mid managers should be gone, so that we will have less approvals in the flow. That's it. All the mid level, not mid, they are actually higher level of manager, like director, senior director. A lot of job cut is coming. That's it. All the upadhi is gone in one day. One day they will be asked, okay, you have a meeting with HR, please come with your laptop, submit, bye bye. That's how it happens, right? And we are so proud of I'm manager, I'm director, I'm VP. In 1 second, these all are gone. That's the temporariness of our all upadhis. Right. So upadhi means this young, I'm human, I'm animal, I'm male, I'm female, all those things. And it's nothing but designation of the body. But why do we, okay, now coming to why do we then think of this thing like I am this, I'm that? What is the reason?
Ego.
The false ego, because we are conditioned soul. We are influenced by the Maya, that's why we think we are the body and we think of all those things. Right? But what is our real designation? Yes. So again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he used to say that Jiver Swarup Hoil Krishna Nityadas. Like Jeev ka Swarup, yes. Matlab, and soul's real form or real identity is the servant of the Lord. Right. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to propagate. He used to follow, he used to tell everyone. Right. And in the same line, when we serve Lord, sins become, or all the senses will become pure, and this is tat paratve nirvalam, or all senses become pure. That's the second thing which is mentioned here. One, free from material designation, and one, senses are purified simply by being employed in the service of the Lord. Right. So that's what Chaitanya Charitamrita also says, the same line. Now, what Srila Prabhupada says further, that's not the only purpose. So Arjuna's deep affection for the community and family members is exhibited here partly due to his natural compassion for them. We discussed this again, it's kind of repetition because that's what mentioned here in the second one. Ki Matula, Susura, Potra, all the relatives are mentioned. So he's seeing the relatives and he fears that all his relatives and friends will be killed, then whom he will show the opulence? Why do we earn that much? Why do we make this building? Why do we, when we go to the party, why do we get so much jewelry, best saris or best kurta? Why do we do that? Not for us, certainly not for us. It's for the others. Right. Isn't it? Do we do it for us? हम तो देखते भी नहीं हम तो ये मतलब व्हाट ऑल वी थिंक कि हाँ लोग बाकी लोग को देख के ऐसा लगना चाहिए यार मतलब I have some opulence. Right. It's all for the others. And that's the point. Like, but Arjuna is thinking like when everyone is gone, whom will I sow all my wealth, all my kingdom, and whatever I'm getting? So, what's the reason to fight? Then, since the devotee wants to satisfy the desire of the Lord, he can, Lord willing, accept all kind of opulence for the service of the Lord. And if Lord is not willing, he should not accept a farming. Right? Important line. Here, God Himself is asking Arjuna, go fight war, get the kingdom. God is asking to get the kingdom, you should get it. Because you will not think, okay, no, if I'll get kingdom, then I'll have material designation and this and that. I'll become proud and this. No. The authority matters here. A very important point here to understand the authority matters a lot. Right? If your manager comes and say, okay, you have to finish this task in 2 days, and then your director says, no, 2 days. You have to give me by EOD. Right. End of the day. You can think end of the day, 6 o'clock Indian time or 12 o'clock time. Right. EOD can mean anything. But when the director comes, what would you follow? Your manager or your director? Oh, someone said manager, I heard. No, don't. That will be problematic in your material life. Right. So we'll follow the director's order because we cannot go and director say, no, but my manager said 2 days. I'll not follow what you are saying. Then forget your appraisal. All the best. Start giving more interviews. Right? So authority matters a lot. The point here is. So even though Arjuna thinks what is right or wrong, but if Krishna is saying no, or he's thinking a devotee should be humble, he should not take anything opulence and this. But when Krishna is saying no, you go and get the kingdom, fight the war, win it. You are anyway going to win it because I am your side, and you get the kingdom. Then he should not think, okay, no, I am devotee, I will not. Right? Because it God's order is the supreme, the topmost. One cannot disobey that. So so if the God is willing and if God is willing and asking, we should accept all the kind of opulences. But if He is not, then we should not even take a penny. No matter.
आज के टाइम कैसे समझेगी
सही बात है। ये बहुत बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन कि अर्जुन के साथ तो थे भगवान, उनको तो बताने वाला कोई था, वी हैड सम गाइड, कौन हमें बताएगा? तो भगवान एक्चुअली अर्जुन को पता था, लेकिन हमने डिस्कस किया, ही वाज by Maya's influence, he was acting as a conditioned soul. He knew that. Right. There are a lot of instances Arjuna had, like, you are the God. Think of that instant when he went to ask for the help, support before the war. He knew he's God. That's why he was sitting there and he asked, I want you only. I don't want anything else. If he was not thinking he is God, he did not know, he would have asked for Narayani Sena, right? Why would he ask one person? He knew always. But at that time, he was influenced by Maya, right, to act as a conditioned soul. And why? So that people like us, that is the answer of your question. People like us will get to know what is right and wrong. God will not personally come us and tell us, although God does it. Although God does it. How does He do? You think of anything? How? कैसे?
situations before
हाँ, आप सही जगह हो, मतलब we heard of the word Paramatma, right? It's a zero the same is to expensive living under earth. Whenever we do something wrong, एक दिमाग में आता नहीं, यार ये तो गलत कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन करते हैं. Because we cannot control our senses, or we cannot control our mind. So we say कर लेते हैं, ठीक है, अगली बार नहीं करेंगे, बट अभी कर लेते हैं. ये मिठाई खाने से मुझे डायबिटीज बढ़ सकती है, एक ही तो है, लेट मी ईट जस्ट दिस वन. ठीक है यार, इतनी टेस्टी, 2 खा लेते हैं, 2 किलोमीटर आज चल लेंगे एक्स्ट्रा. But we still do that, even though we know it's wrong. So God is already there. He is pointing us, you are doing wrong, guy. What you are doing is not correct. But then we override, we thinking that we are Iswara, we are the controller. I know what is good for you. जैसे take example when we were teenager, पापा भी कहते थे पढ़ो, ठीक है, पढ़ो लिखोगे तो ये होगा. आपको क्या पता है, ठीक है, आप ही ज्यादा जानते हैं क्या मुझसे ज्यादा. अरे आपका टाइम गया, आप लोग तो बिना पढ़े लिखे आए हो. rebellious nature, we used to do all kind of nonsense that time. And then when our children does, they do to us, and then we realize, अरे यार यही तो हम करते थे. This is the life, right? आप अभी feel कर रहे होंगे. He's getting into that zone soon, right? So authority, right? God also wants the best for us. So how do we know what is right and wrong? That's why is there as a Paramatma. That's why God is given us all the scriptures. And that is the reason God has given us his parshad, his associates who come as a guru, the parampara, so that we can come to know what is right and wrong. Otherwise, it's nothing but our own mental speculation. Everyone will think I'm doing good. No one in the world actually thinks that I'm a bad guy. Right. Does anyone think I'm a bad guy? Even there's a gangster, he will not think I'm a bad guy. They think मैं तो कर रहा हूँ मैं अच्छे के लिए. This is good for me. That will come. That's what will come to that. Right. That's coming soon. Right. Please wait. So we'll discuss in quite detail. This is the smaller part. Today's class is mainly for that. So next, again, Srila Prabhupada explains. Krishna says that. So he used the word here. So we saw why he used the Govinda. Then he used the word Madhusudana also. Madhusudana, why Madhusudana, anyone knows? Because, huh? No, not because of Madhuri. There was a demon named called Madhu. And he was killer of demons. So Madhusudana. The Kans Nisudan. Kans ko marne wale. So killer of Madhu demon. That's why Krishna is called Madhusudana. Every single of Krishna's name has a meaning. It's not like us. Abhishek. मतलब I know what is the meaning of Abhishek. Then what's the Abhishek मतलब क्या? Coronation, but मेरा मतलब अभिषेक का coronation makes sense. अभिषेक का क्या मतलब? But ठीक है. It's a name, right? So our name doesn't make any sense, but Krishna's every single name makes sense. So here he called Madhusudana, and what he says that here is, कि you are Madhusudana. That means you kill the demons, your enemies, who are the bad guys. But here you are asking me to kill my relatives. Right. They are not the bad people. Not everyone is bad people. You are asking me to kill everyone. Right. They are my relatives. O Madhusudana, who himself kills only demons and the enemies. Why are you asking me to kill my relatives? Every single name has a meaning there. Right. Madhusudana, by invoking Madhusudana, he says that you are killer of demons and you are asking me to kill my relatives. Right. Very important thing. So he said that you are killer of the demon and it is your job to kill the demons, not mine. So even if you think these guys are the bad guys, then being the killer of demons, Janardana also. There's one in the third one comes this one, Sat Janardana, Syat Janardana. Janardana has two meanings, right? So one meaning of Janardana is, anyone know Janardana's meaning? Maintainer of the people, right? Janardana means जगत का जो ख्याल रखते हैं, ठीक है? Maintainer of all the people. But Janardana has another meaning. So here, Karjuna is also saying, Janardana, you have to maintain the people, you have to make these living people live happily. Right. But Janardana has another meaning also. Jan Ardhan. Jan means people, bad people, atheistic people. Ardhan means to finish them off. So he says that this is your job to kill the bad people. Why are you asking me to do that? So that's what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here. That you are asking me, he desired that Krishna will kill them personally because he is Janardhan, he is Madhusudan. So it is his job to kill them. I should not be doing that. And also that if I will do, I will get the sin of killing people, killing my elders, my guru, and all those people. But when you do, you will not get anything. So you do that, I am okay. हम कहते हैं कई बार एक काम करो जब थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट टास्क आता है we say to our partners, spouses, right? You do this, let me come out of it. I do a lot of time. Vega is not here, so you should testify, right? So a lot of time I say, okay, तुम ये कर लो. I'm not going to get into this. So same way Krishna, Arjuna is also saying You do this. It is your job, not mine. So spare me out of it. But then Krishna, what he does not understand, which Krishna will say later in Bhagavad Gita, you don't think that they are alive. They are already dead, not physically. Right? Krishna says that they are already. You see this picture? I will just try to expand a little. You see this picture? What is this? Anyone knows? Huh? Vishnu Roop nahi hai. Vishwaroop, yes, okay, correct. It's a Vishwaroop, Virat Roop. We have a chapter Virat Roop itself in Bhagavad Gita. In the second one, you see what's happening here. It's not fire. Uh-huh. Everyone is going inside his mouth. And there's a very graphic description. Arjuna says that I see that their head is getting crushed in between your teeth and all those things. So, and after seeing all those scenes, Arjuna gets very much scared. Okay, please show your real form, show your normal form, not this one. That's it. Firstly, he wanted to see his Virat Roop, and then when he saw, he got so much bewildered, so much scared by seeing all his forms. Right, that he said, Bhagwan, I'm very scared. Okay, please come to your the real form, what you will see, showing me. Right, then God shows him his four-arm form also. So, what the point here is, what Krishna says that they are already, even if you want to kill them or not, they are already killed. When he says that, that does not mean they are physically already killed. It means that he has already decided that at this point of time, at this place, they are going to be killed. So, has anyone heard of a term butterfly effect? There was a movie also, Butterfly Effect. So, butterfly effect is like, or there is a uh, paradox we call time paradox. Even if you want to go to history and try to change something, that will happen in another way. Like maybe not the way, but another way. Like someone killed Hitler. Someone goes back to history and then killed that guy who killed Hitler. But Hitler still will be killed at the same time, even if he changes the history. Maybe not by him, then by someone else. So something which is bound to happen will happen because it's a God's will. Like it's His uh, design that yes, I have decided this is going to happen at this point of time, at this place, this is going to happen. So God has already decided that they are going to be killed. So if they are going to be killed, right, why don't you take the glory? I have already decided that I am going to kill them. So why don't you go ahead and take the glory of it? That's what we'll see in that chapter. So it was the Lord's plan that they should be killed. And because it's a Lord's plan, a devotee has to follow. We discussed that Lord's instruction is the supreme. So, yeah, the next point here is this Lord does not tolerate any mischief done to the devotee of the Lord. So, devotee of the Lord does not retaliate against the wrongdoer, but the Lord does not tolerate any mischief done to the devotee of the Lord. Even though it is a Lord's plan, so Arjuna, because he is a conditioned soul and he is a devotee, we discussed that a devotee always has a compassion, right? He always has love and feeling for all the jivas. So he is thinking that okay, because they are my relative and they are, let's say, I'm a devotee, I'm a humble guy, I'm a kind person, right? So I will not retaliate, I'll just try to forgive them. That's what Arjuna's mindset is currently. But then the next line is important. Lord does not tolerate any mischief done to the devotee of his creed. He can excuse a person on his own account. Like you can abuse God, he can still take, okay, that's fine. But if you actually abuse the Lord's devotee, that God will never ever tolerate. Right? There's a very wonderful story from that friend. Anyone knows this story? Huh? You know? Okay. A lot of people don't know, so we'll have a story time. Right. So this is the story of Ambarish Maharaj. Anyone heard the name Ambarish Maharaj? Okay. So Ambarish Maharaj was a Rajarshi. Rajarshi means a Raja who is like a saint, who takes care of his kingdom like a saint. Right? He was a great devotee of Lord Krishna. Yes. Right. So he was a great devotee of Lord Krishna, a great Vaishnava. So what happened? He was having a fast, and like when we do the fast, he was having a young, and till the finish of the year he was having a fast. So now it's the time to open the fast. There's a Parayan time. When we have the fast, next day it's a Parayan time, right? And it is it is recommended that we always uh, do the Parayan in that mentioned time only, right? Then only it is actually the fast is fulfilled. Why do people say एकादशी आपने रखी है तो 9 बजे से 11 बजे तक के बीच आपको अन्न लेना है, like that. So now the Parayan time was coming. He gave food to all the brahmanas. He gave all the charities. Everything was finished, and he was just about to break his fast. Durvasa Muni came. Right. Right. And okay, so Durvasa Muni came. He said, well, a lot of time even Muniyas are called as Bhagwan. So he said, Prabhu, आप आए हैं तो आप भी प्रसादम लीजिए, ठीक है? He asked, you also take this thing. But then what happens? Durvasa Muni, he said like, okay, no, I just came after traveling, so I'll take bath, right? Then I will come and take prasadam. So when he went to take the bath in Yamuna River, so that was near Yamuna. So when he went to take the bath in Yamuna River, he was like lost there, like enjoying there. Okay, maybe after too much heat, so he was just having some long time he was taking to come, and this time was getting fulfilled. This time was getting finished to finish break the fast. So Amrish Maharaj asked his mantri, asked his purohit, what should I do? I can, because he is the brahmana, he is my guest. I cannot break my fast without him giving him first, right? Without offering him the food. So what should I do? And if I will not break my fast within the time, then my whole the yajna I did that will not be fulfilled, and that was the years long yajna. It was not like one small yajna, kind of thing. No, it was years long yajna. That was the final day. So his Purohit said, what you can do, you can drink some water. Water is considered as breaking fast also, and it is not considered as taking food also. So you drink it. So he said, okay. So he drinks the water just on the time when it was the time to finish the parai. And at the same time, Durvasa Muni, like around just after that, Durvasa Muni came, and he realized that he was a very enlightened person. He realized that this person has taken water, and he said, "How dare you took the water without giving me anything? You have committed a great sin." So he said, like, I'm going to curse you. Right. So this is the curse, what he's saying. So he took a tuft of his hair and made a demon. This demon you're seeing, that demon was like a fire-breathing demon. He will kill Amrish Muni. Amrish Muni, being a great devotee of Lord, he was just praying the Lord, okay, whatever happens, Lord will take care of me. I don't care. Right. He did not say anything. He was okay. What? Okay, if you feel I did disrespect, you take my life by this demon. I'm perfectly okay. But then we just discussed, Lord takes care of his devotee. He cannot tolerate if anything is doing anything bad for the devotee. Sudarshan Chak, he released Sudarshan Chak. And this Sudarshan Chakra started following Durvasa Muni. Now Durvasa Muni is running. He is going to all the lokas, to all the demigods, even to Lord Shiva. Please save me from Sudarshan Chakra. Everyone is sorry. Please. I cannot do anything. This is Lord Narayan Sudarshan Chakra. How can you think I can save you? You go to Narayan, Lord Narayan only. So because he was a very enlightened soul, he was a very not influential, but yes, someone who is very siddh person, right? He reached the by his siddhi, he reached the Narayan lok also, and he asked Narayan, please save me. I have committed a great mistake. Please save me from Sudarshan. Please take it back, right? Because wherever he goes, Sudarshan Chakra follows. You are done, right? So Lord Narayana also says, I will not do anything. You have to go and ask Ambrish Maharaj only because you have disrespected him, you have abused him, you even tried to kill my devotee, right? And you think, yeah, I'm going to save you. You go and ask for forgiveness. So he come running in front of Durvasa. You see here in this picture. In this picture, third picture, he is just on the feet of Ambrish Maharaj, right? Asking for forgiveness. So Amrish Maharaj immediately said, "Oh, Muni, who am I to forgive you? You are a great Muni and all." But then the Sudarshan Chakra got that. That is one of the story. There are multiple thousands of such story. Prahlad Maharaj. He never wanted his father to be killed. Right. He was actually asking Narsimhadev, please liberate him, but or please give him Sadbuddhi, don't kill him. But because he had done a great sin against or great abuse against the greatest devotee of the Lord, so God does not tolerate any mischief done towards the devotee. Right. So till here it was like the second reason. So till now he gave the reason of compassion, and then I'm going to cause the misfortune. Right. That was the reason of misfortune actually. Misfortune with whom I will enjoy, with whom I'll share the pleasure, to whom will I show the opulence. This. Now he is giving another reason. He says the Lord is not buzzing. He's not saying anything. Right. अब तक हम लोग होते तो we would have given 20 counter. But then Lord is not saying anything. They're like, let me give another reason. Let me put my case more stronger. Like when we go into court, the what does the lawyers do? They'll put one evidence. Then they'll put second. Okay, let me make my case more strong so it's in unrefutable uh, decision I will get. So he's like, "Hey, let me give more reasons." So we're coming to the next reason. 1.36. That would be the last for today. Right. So repeat after me. पापमेवाश्रये तस्मात् हत्य हत्वैतानाततायिनः तस्मान्नार्हा वयं हन्तुम् धार्तराष्ट्रान् सबान्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनः स्याम माधव. फिर से repeat करें. पापमेवाश्रये तस्मात् हत्यैवात्नाततायिनः तस्मान्नार्हा वयं हन्तुम् धार्तराष्ट्रान् सबान्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनः स्याम माधव. Anyone from proposition?
Papam is Pasnyan. Papam.
Papam
Atapyan.
Advaitana Tasrannahantu Dhantarashtra Sabantavam Swajanam Hikaram Sukhitam. Anyone from other side? Papam Evam Sriyadasvam Advaitana Tadai Tasmanahavayam Hantu Dhantarashtra Sabantavam Swajanam Hikaram Bhagwan Sukhitam. So translation by U.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune? And how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? So again, a new, not new name. It's been used before also. Madhava, husband of the goddess Lakshmi, right? Lakshmi Devi, like goddess of fortune, right? So we discussed that came all in the like in the one of the verse of the fortune also when he said that you are the god of fortune and you are asking me to do things which is going to cause the misfortune, right? Why are you asking me to do that? So in the similar line, it is coming here also. The same thing, but before that, papam, right? Sin. So he now started with the third reason of sin, right? That I am going to commit sin by doing this, even though I am doing against the aggressors. आतताई, आतताई पता होता है ना? हिंदी में आतताई मतलब होता है aggressors. आतताई से ही the word came आतंकवादी, right? The people who are oppressors, the people who do a lot of aggression, fight, they are atatai. Like we have been ruled by a lot of atatais in last many years, like before our independence, right? So those people are atatai because they all they did is oppression of the people, right? So he says that even if I am going to kill the atatai, I will be I will be incurring the sin, right? This is a sin. I am going to kill my elders. I am going to kill my gurus. I am going to kill people. There are so many good people also whom I am going to kill. So they are the atatai, right? But the problem here is Arjun is not aware what exactly sin is. So what is sin? Let us think. Let us discuss what do we think is sin? Arjun is not aware. Are we aware? What is sin? पाप. हम कहते हैं ना पाप किया आज तो मैंने पाप कर लिया. What is sin? That is the now we are coming to that part. What is good? What is bad? Right? Good thing, bad thing. Punya, paap, good karma, bad karma. So what is sin? What do we think? Any answer? That's okay. It's the anyone can answer. But it's not like you are new. You don't have to answer. Anyone can put their point. Don't worry. It's a two-way class.
Sin is a deed which is done and found not to be appropriate as per the norms.
Okay. So something which is not done as per the dharma is the sin. Okay. गलत काम करना sin or anything else. Harmful.
Intentionally करना.
Intensely harming someone is sin. What else?
Something which disturbs the ecosystem and the nature.
Okay. So disturbing the ecosystem and the nature, सब कुछ चल रहा है अच्छे से, let's not disturb, let it go on. So that is a sin. Disturbing some like अच्छे से वैष्णव क्लास चल रही है आके आप उसमें बर्तन घुसा दे. That's a sin. No, that's correct thing. Disturbing some orderly thing, causing entropy, causing chaos. That is a sin. Yes. What else? Morally doing something, but something which is not moral. That's a sin. Law को break करना is a sin. आप अगर आपने red light तोड़ दी is a sin. Okay. ठीक है. मतलब ब्रेक करना मतलब यही था गाड़ी चलाना मतलब literally it did not mean you go and break the red light. I meant that only. Yes. शास्त्रों के विरुद्ध कार्य करना है sin. Right. That's all we think, right? Sin ये सब चीजें होती है. But sin has a very simple meaning. Right. These all things are very subjective. What do you think? You are breaking red light. Maybe you are going to some country. I don't know in this earth. Maybe in some parallel universe where red light is something which you have to cross. Green light is where you have to stop. Right. So these rules, those laws are based on काल क्या बोलते हैं उसको काल देश परिस्थिति और person. Because it is time, place, circumstances, and people. Right. These all the laws, rules, and regulations are actually dependent on that. We'll discuss that in how our Shastra says that. Why? So sin has a very simple meaning, a very simple thing to follow. Disobeying the words or the instruction of the Lord is sin. As simple as that. Right? Nothing else. Right? If we are disobeying what God is asking us to do, that is a sin. If God is asking me to kill someone, it is my duty to kill that person. If I am not doing it, thinking, "Arey, ये तो बहुत ही pious है. He was a great pious guy. He may be greatest devotee of the Lord. If God is asking me to kill him, it is my duty to go and kill that person. Does not matter. Take example of Bhishma Pitama, one of the greatest devotee of the Lord. Krishna is asking Arjuna to kill. Will he incur sin? Now think of a scenario I am asking you, go kill a devotee. Will it incur sin or not? Right. But then God is asking you to go and kill devotee. Will it incur sin? No? So coming to the like disobeying laws of God, the words of God, instruction of God, that is a sin. But then we need to know what is the laws of God. First of all, if I don't even know what does green light, red light, yellow light means, what does this sign means on the road, and someone has given you vehicle, okay, बहुत NFS खेला है, take this vehicle, जा, जी ले बेटा अपनी जिंदगी, right? No, not aware of how we have to drive or what are the rules and regulations to drive on the road, left side overtaking, right side overtaking, whatever, right? All the lights and all, and someone goes on the road. Right. They will think, yes, I know all the thing. I know how to drive the car. That's it, right? That's all I need to know. So to follow the law, not to break the law, we need to know the law first. Right? If we don't even know what is the laws of the God, how can we avoid not breaking it? And that happens a lot in the world, actually, when you see. People think they are good people. People think I'm pious guy. I do only good thing. I don't harm anyone in the world. Why? What is the need of me going to the temple? What is the need of me chanting Hare Ram, Hare Krishna? I'm the great guy. I don't do any path. They think that way. I don't harm anyone. I don't need to do this thing. You guys are all sinners. ठीक जोक बनते हैं ना मतलब महाकुंभ में अरे महाकुंभ में तो वो लोग नहाने जोक नहीं मतलब सब पॉलिटिशियंस एक्चुअली सेड दैट महाकुंभ में तो वो लोग नहाने जाते हैं जिन्होंने पाप किया है Have you heard that news or not? मतलब किसी ने सुना? Huh? There was a politician who told, not one, actually two, three politicians told. Only those people go to Mahakumbh who have done the sin. We don't even know what exactly sin is. Right? We don't even know what exactly laws of God is. So people think that they are good people, they don't harm anyone. So that means I don't need to go to temple, I don't need to do japa, I don't need to do puja, पाठ और ये सब क्यों करना है? ये तो पापी लोगों के लिए यार. Already great. ठीक है मेरे लेवल पे पहुंच जाओ then you are also great. Right. So with that they commit a lot of more sins. Right, because they don't even know what exactly they have to do. And they think what I think is good, my morality says that it's a good thing. Like telling a lie. Take an example of telling a lie. I think telling a lie is wrong. My science book, my moral science book says that telling a lie is wrong. भगवान ने भी बहुत सत्य शौचंबर क्षमा बहुत सारे ऐसे वो आते हैं ठीक है कि सत्य ही है एक सत्य की विजय सत्य में हो जयते एवरीवेयर आई एम सेइंग सत्य 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 आई एम ओनली स्पीक द ट्रुथ भले कोई मर जाए आई विल स्पीक द ट्रुथ दैट वे आई एम द गुड गाय right but then they don't even know all these karma these good things right the laws are dependent on this kal स्थिति परिस्थिति और पीपल पर्सन राइट लोग इन सब के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है तो हाँ so that's what we are discussing like everyone thinks that they are good men no one even a criminal does not think they are bad people because they think कि whatever I am doing is the good thing right they don't think from the what exactly is good I will think I am doing something right and I think that this is a good thing so it has to be a good thing but that may not make it true if you are doing something good take example of like giving a food to the fasting person you think this is a good thing no he's very hungry what if he will die he's like he just got unconscious 2 times still he is so adamant to have this fast right still he wants to continue with the fast no let me give him food this is the good thing to do you think this is good but the person sitting beside you mataji she is thinking no this is bad if this guy wants to continue let him continue god will take care of him so a good thing also depends on perspective of people what you think is good may not be the other prabhuji is thinking is good what you're thinking is bad may not be the bad thing for other person right like we took example of Ukraine war any of a political scenario someone say BJP coming into rule, it's a good thing. Someone say, no, it's a bad thing. Someone say, I don't care. Right. So everything, it depends on people to people, what is their mentality is, what is their understanding of the good and bad. Right. So, and because of this, they get the sinful reaction because they commit the sins thinking that they are doing good. They don't know the laws of God. They think they are doing good and they incur a lot of sins. They do a lot of sins. And because of sins, what happens? They get the sinful reaction. And the result of sinful reaction is the suffering. You said bad thing क्यों होती है? Because of this is the root cause. People don't know the law is, they are ignorant. With the ignorance, they are performing the sins. Because of their performing the sins, they are incurring the sinful reactions, and then in the end, they are suffering. So the root cause of suffering is we went to three roots. आता ना 5 Ys आता है, so we are at the fourth Y, right? What is the fourth Y or third Y? Right, that is the because we don't know the ignorance, we don't know what is the law of the God is. So now, and because there is ignorance, there is suffering, there is no happiness of life. So what is the way to get happiness? Again, another why. How to know the law of the God? Follow the Lord. Follow the instruction. Right. Then you will know. So to the main crux, like how you can get a happy life. Follow the law of the God, follow the words of the God, instruction is given, you will actually have a happy life. Because if you will not, you will have ignorance, you will do the sins, you will have sinful reaction, you will suffer. To avoid all those things, simply follow the law, you will not go to that path. So that's the basic thing. So happiness in the life, that's how you will get it. So Srimad Bhagavatam says in 6.3.19, this is not the complete verse, but dharmam tu sakshat bhagavad pranitam. It means that the real religious principles are enacted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you ask that question, right? How would we know what is the good and bad? How would we know? How can we decide the good karma from bad karma? People don't know what is the understanding of religion. But our scripture, Srimad Bhagavatam says that word of the Lord, instruction of the Lord is the religion. What we think of religion currently is not really the religion. Right? Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, this, that does not matter at all. At the soul level, you are not of any of these things. These are nothing but bodily designation. We talked about upadhi. These are the upadhi given to your body by you, by someone, by your country. Right? These are nothing but upadhi. But what is the dharma? Dharma to sakshat bhagavad pranitam. This is the dharma. And dharma cannot be manufactured by people's own speculation. Like, I think this is good, so this has to be good. I think this is bad, it has to be bad. So, what is good and what is bad? What God said, what is written on scriptures. That is the good, that is the bad. Right? That's a very simple way of following this. There cannot be any other way. Otherwise, it's a simple you think, I think. There's a very special saying that you think, I think. The case goes into the court, right? Your word, my word. Wife is saying this happened, husband is saying this happened. Whom to believe? Right, your word against my word. So it's your thinking, my thinking, good and bad. But then that way it can never be decided. Right, it's a God's word, which is absolute. So in this world, the morality, we're talking about the morality. You talked, right? Prabhuji said the morally good things are good. Right, what follows the moral. But what is the morality? What we have seen this world is actually called relative morality. Because it depends on people. It changes with the time, place, circumstances, and person. That's why it's called relative morality. Like, think of this saying hi like this. Maybe it's good in America, but you can go to some country doing this, that will become offensive. What is this guy is doing? Ek jhapad padega. There are a lot of customs, right, which we follow. Like, no, I can give you one example. In some places, in some of the countries, if you will not leave anything in the plate after eating, that's considered disrespect. There are some South American countries. But if you leave something in the plate in Japan, that is considered highly disrespectful. A South American person goes to Japan and he is following his own culture, he is going to offend the Japanese person, right? And the vice versa also. So these all morals are actually dependent on this kal paristhiti or person to person. So that's why it's called relative. Any question? Madhu? Oh. But then what is the absolute morality? What is absolute morality then? Then how can we decide what exactly is morality? अभी तो इतना बोला मैंने पिछले आधे घंटे में हाँ वर्ड ऑफ द गॉड व्हाट गॉड से दैट इज द एब्सोल्यूट मोरालिटी राइट मतलब आज की क्लास अभी क्लास में तो मत बोलिए उसके बाद तो भूलना ही है राइट एटलीस्ट रिमेंबर टिल दैट टाइम
इतने सारे moral values के through काफी
अभी हम आएंगे उस पर भी आएंगे प्रभु आपके क्वेश्चन पे हम आएंगे नेक्स्ट वही है ठीक कि वर्ड ऑफ द गॉड ठीक so we should understand direct understanding of so Srila Prabhupada one time he used to say that we discussed that there are 800 or more than 800 types of Bhagavad Gita in the world, where people speculate anything, five senses or five or understanding this and that, whatever nonsense they do. Five horses or five senses and this and that. Like that, they just speculate anything on all the things. The Srila Prabhupada used to say that if they are not telling what exactly this means, the direct meaning of this, then what is this? This is not Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita means सॉन्ग ऑफ गॉड भगवान का वर्ड एंड अगर मैं उसमें अपना मीनिंग डाल रहा हूं देन हाउ कैन इट बिकम भगवत गीता इट शुड बी अभिषेक गीता राइट इट कैन नॉट बी भगवत गीता क्योंकि भगवान का तो आप मतलब ही नहीं डाल रहे हो यू आर नॉट पुटिंग द मीनिंग व्हाट गॉड इज सेइंग देन हाउ कैन इट बी भगवत गीता सो ही यूज्ड टू से दैट डोंट कॉल इट भगवत गीता इट्स गांधीज गीता इट्स राजेंद्र प्रसाद गीता और श्री राजगोपालाचार्य गीता नॉट रियली भगवत गीता राइट So we should understand what directly God is saying about this. And here Krishna is asking Arjuna to fight. Simply. He is asking him to go and kill. Fight against these Atatais. Right? That he has to follow. There is no other morality bigger than the God's word. If God is asking me to do something, that is the cast in stone. We do not have to think एंड इससे भाई एक बहुत अच्छी चीज आती है ठीक इट्स ऑलवेज सिंपलर टू फॉलो समवन्स इंस्ट्रक्शन राइट इन आवर लाइफ think of yourself a lot of people they want to like even I am one of them I want to become individual contributor in the company rather than becoming a manager and all it's easy like this job I have to do I'll simply do that job right I'll follow whatever is being told to us or whatever I have to do chill life ठीक ज्यादा टेंशन नहीं ठीक I am only responsible to what my task is then suddenly someone asks me no you have to manage this project now I have to do my task I have to manage others task also I have to reply to my manager I have to reply to the client also and there could be more people right this team that team the life becomes complicated and then also I have to see that whatever I am doing the team will follow you see here this picture right the person is making a way and everyone is following so becoming a leader is difficult thing I'm not saying you don't become a leader कल को पता चले promotion छोड़ दिए no it does not mean this here right you don't leave your promotion here but the point here is it's always simple to follow instruction right rather than making the first way so here Krishna is Krishna is saying just kill them just go and kill them don't think otherwise don't speculate what is this and what is that like Arjuna is doing oh you are asking me to kill but what about I love them what about I will incur the sin what about how will I enjoy how about the misfortune this and that he's giving all those excuses all those reasons except following the word of the God right from others
After just patient do it. Don't think. Yeah, remember.
कृष्णा नहीं बोल रहा कि just do it. It is just who should think. Just do it. Nike का एक वो है ना. Just do it.
Step एक टीका है ना 5 बार मेरी सही नहीं But हम तो overthink करते हैं और फिर उसको पूरा speculative करते हैं, नहीं सही है। Just like you
SWOT analysis, pros and cons, this and that. हाँ, आप एक सिचुएशन सोचिए, आपके ऑफिस में एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्लाइंट प्रेजेंटेशन है और एक गो नो गो डिसीजन है. You had 10 hours of meeting with all the stakeholder. करना है नहीं करना है, pros cons 20 टाइम डिस्कस हुआ, ठीक है, ये वो. Then your suddenly CTO comes or CFO comes and says, no, you have to do it. What you will do? You have to do it. आपके चाहे आपने कितना भी डेलिब्रेशन किया, whatever you thought, spent 20 hours of deliberating pros, cons, SWOT analysis, opportunity, threat, this and that, whatever, everything gone into dustbin. My CFO said, do it, I have to do it. There is no other way. It does not mean that, Mataji. It means that if there is a place, if there is a instruction coming from higher authority, authentic higher authority, that you have to do, don't think a lot of things. Overthinking leads to decision, indecision. You would have seen, all of us would have seen, इतना सोचते कि टाइम ही खत्म हो जाता, वो होता ही नहीं. ठीक, इस दिन जाना है ट्रैवल पे और दैट डे वी हैव टू गो, ये फ्लाइट लेनी है, वो फ्लाइट लेनी है, पता चलता है जब तक ये डिसाइड होता है फ्लाइट 4000 महंगी हो गई. होता है कि नहीं? एवरीवन वुड हैव फेस दैट सिचुएशन. चुपचाप अगर उस समय सोच के कर लेते तो वो 4000 आपके बचते. जाना इन द एंड क्या होता है ना, मतलब वी टेक द सेम फ्लाइट बट आफ्टर स्पेंडिंग 4 days. So when we think a lot, when we do overthinking, it leads to indecision. And in the end, mostly 99% of the time, we do the thing what we think. So what we try to do, it's called confirmation bias, right? In the managerial term, it's called confirmation bias. I try to ask 10 people, I'm doing this. This is correct, right? आप पूछोगे, this is correct, right? What do you expect the other guy will say? Right? You are like, prove me that I'm doing it correctly. This is called confirmation bias in management term, right? So all this thing overthinking we do, we just try to find confirmation. To find, you already know what you have to do. When you do it first time, you already know this is what I need to do, right? You just try to find excuse to do that. If the other party is strong, you will try to make more stronger reasons to do this, right? You don't have money to buy a home, but then you'll find 20 excuses. अरे 3 साल में तो 60% दाम बढ़ गया, मान लो अभी मेरे पास पैसा नहीं है, but if I decide after 3 years, then this will become 3 crore. How will I get that much money? You'll try to find more reason. You will not think, I don't have money right now, how I am going to buy it? But you'll think after 3 years and this and that, everything. So it's a very simple follow if it is coming from higher authority. That's a simple life is given to the soldiers. Very simply, it is given to the soldiers, right? Follow your superiors. Even you think that this is the absolutely wrong thing to do. If you are not following this, you are going to get court-martialed. There are a lot of movies on that, right? Someone followed, they were saved from court-martial. Someone did not follow, they got court-martialed. Simply, my superior says that, my supervisor says that, I am following. You, that is his problem, he is going to. Like if you ask me to kill someone, I killed it, that person. That is your problem. You are going to say, why did you ask me to kill? Right? You are my higher authority, you told. So I'm going to. But that does not mean कि anyone ask anything and you do it. कल को सड़क पे कोई मिल गया नेता, इसको मार दो, and then you go. He is not higher authority. He may have higher position. So we have to understand what exactly higher authority also is, right? माता जी आप अकेले नहीं है, all of us are there. ठीक है, we all are at the same boat. तो अच्छा बताइए, in the end what decision do you take? After doing all the thing, what do you do? You listen to other, but then what do you do? क्या है केबीसी में, क्या उसको बोलते हैं? Audience poll. Okay, so that's one thing. Okay, so let's go with the majority. Because Mataji, most of the things what we do in life, right, that's not actually what we do as per the Shastra. It's not really, it's an instruction coming from the God, it's instruction coming from our Paramatma or something. Right, we are taking those examples and there we have to deliberate. Without deliberation, we cannot do. So it's not wrong to deliberate. Right, but in those conditions where you are having the higher authorities instruction, there is no point of deliberation. That is my point. I'm not saying you don't deliberate. But if there is a situation that you have an instruction from higher authority, don't deliberate. If my spiritual master asked me, my Shiksha Guru, he asked me to start taking classes. भगवत गीता का 2 श्लोक याद होगा कभी बचपन से, ठीक है? That was my condition. एक श्लोक भी I could not have जो कभी रटा था उसको छोड़ के I could not pronounce correctly. He asked me. A lot of time I deliberated, नहीं यार ये कैसे कर लूंगा, मुझे तो पता है, मैंने तो आज तक कभी पूरी भगवत गीता पढ़ी भी नहीं है. I have not done this. I am not at that level. I'll try to find 100 of reason I am not to do. Right? But it was his instruction. One day I thought, okay, let me do it. ठीक है. इतने दिन I just stalled for 5 months and still I did not do those things. He come to that level, understand this, learn all those things. Right? Because when we don't do this thing, when we don't follow, in the end we are at the status quo. Same place where we were before, we will still be there. If I take decision not to buy a house, I will probably not even save for the house. But when you take decision to buy a house, maybe you will start saving. So the decision has to be taken. But then, because the instruction came from my Shiksha Guru, okay, let me do it. And that way I'm learning along with you all. So I'm also at the same level as you are. I'm sitting here, so I'm just representing Vyasdev. But after the class, I'm even lower than your level. Right? So the point here is, if there is an instruction from higher authority, just follow that. Don't deliberate. It's a waste of time to deliberate. That's the point. Right? And that decides what is good, what is bad, what is that. But in most of the things in our life, there might not be something coming from higher authority. Although, in case you have counselor, you can actually go ahead and ask your counselor. So there is a counseling system. ISKCON follows that. So Shiksha Guru, like I say, so like Shiksha Guru, there is a counselors also, right? They are they are authorized counselors, and they are the people who are like. Who knows the scriptures, who knows what is good and bad and all those things. And that's what you can get the counsel from them. That's why they're called counselors. It's not just a name. So you can follow their instructions. So a lot of times we can do that. So that's why Guru ke paas jata tha Ambrish Maharaj, when he had to break the fast, he asked Purohit, what should I do? And it came from higher authority, from Guru. You do this. He did. So simple thing. Just follow the instruction. So now coming to the point, मोरालिटी, बहुत सारी चीजें लिखी गई है शास्त्र में, बहुत मतलब काफी सारी चीजें लिखी गई है शास्त्र में कि क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है. Some verses tell a lie, a lot of most of the shastras say tell a lie. Then this story comes, Ashwatthama is dead. We all know the story, right? Huh? So I'll repeat again in a detailed way, a little detailed way. Is it okay? So we all know that Dronacharya, he had the Ichha Maran. He can only leave the body when he desires. Similarly, like Bhishma Pitama. So and it was impossible to defeat him because if he does not want, you cannot defeat him. So what Krishna has to plan, Krishna thought there's a plan. We'll go and tell Ashwatthama is dead because he was very attached to his son, Ashwatthama. So we tell him Ashwatthama, and because he was so much attached, as a father, he will leave the desire to live anymore, and he will stop fighting. So what he does, like he goes and tells this to Pandava, go and tell Ashwatthama is dead. This is the plan. Otherwise, you cannot defeat him. Now all the Pandavas they got asked, except Bhim, like Yudhishthira, Arjuna. What are you asking? You are asking me to tell a lie. How can I do this lie? But Bhima, he immediately ran into the camp. There was an elephant in the Pandava camp named Ashwatthama. He killed with his mace. And he went running to Dronacharya saying, Ashwatthama mara gaya, Ashwatthama is dead, Ashwatthama is dead. Then Dronacharya heard Ashwatthama is dead. What? Right. He was not near him. Then he heard Ashwatthama is dead. He was like, why this is happening? At the same time, what happened? This is not known to a lot of people who have not read Mahabharata. This is story we know. But at the same time, what happened? All the Saptarshis and a lot of other rishis, one rishi, Vasishta, Vishwamitra, Atri, a lot of rishis, Saptarshi and other rishis, they all came into their subtle form in the sky and start condemning Dronacharya. At the same time, when he heard after that, they started scolding or saying Dronacharya for two things. First, that you have killed just the day before he killed Abhimanyu unjustly. Right? Saying that you are a Brahmana, it is your job to follow all the Kshatriya codes, all the codes and regulations. But you have discarded everything. You have just thrown those all things into dustbin and not really that word. Right. But you have just not followed all those Kshatriya codes and you have killed Abhimanyu unjustly. This is not something you should do. Also, he decided that he will take he will release Brahmastra. Just at that time, he decided that he will release Brahmastra to kill Yudhishthira. Because before that, Yudhishthira, he was not able to bring kill Yudhishthira, and Duryodhana was like, every day he was saying, you are not able to kill Yudhishthira, what kind of the best teacher you are, like he was taunting him. So he decided that he will use Brahmastra to kill Yudhishthira, or one of the Pandavas. At least if not Yudhishthira, someone would be killed for sure. So those rishis, they started saying him, you are using the Brahmastra like celestial weapon on the mortal beings. This is not allowed as a Kshatri code. So you are breaking a lot of Kshatri code and we are condemning you. Stop doing this. Hey, you are the Brahmana, you stop doing this right now. So he was very confused. No? Ashwathama mara gaya that this thing happened. Now he was very confused and also distressed. Then he said like, okay, I don't know what we were saying is true or not. And this is what happened with the rishis. This is inauspicious. Let me ask. Only one person can tell me the truth. That is the Yudhishthira. So let me ask Yudhishthira if this is true or not. So he asked Yudhishthira. The second picture you are seeing. Right? He's asking Yudhishthira. He is really Ashwathama dead? Krishna is saying Yudhishthira. He's just giving ishara to Yudhishthira. He's just saying, say it. But Yudhishthira then hesitated. He did not say immediately, but then he said, Ashwathama, he said like that, Ashwathama, the elephant, is dead. You heard? What did you hear? What did you hear? Ashwathama is dead. आप तो near वो यहाँ पर mic है. Think of those conditions where there is a war happening, and if I say something in my mouth, the elephant, very slowly, सामने वाले को नहीं सुनाई दिया, and he will think, okay, Ashwathama is dead, like this picture. What do you see in the TV? In the TV, what do you see? The left-hand person is trying to kill right-hand person. What exactly is happening? Right, that's a very famous picture actually for the media. Right, what media shows, what you see in the TV may not be correct. Right, it's a half truth, or it's not truth most of the times actually. So this is the perfect example of that. Right, this guy is running from the life. Actually, it's the other guy who's killing him. Right, so truth hidden is as good as a lie. When Yudhishthira said Ashwathama, the elephant, is dead, he has just hidden the truth. Like he did not tell him correctly or clearly. That means he told a lie. Correct? Now, because he told a lie, what will happen? He has committed sin. Huh? Yudhishthira, because he told a lie, right? He just told a lie. Did he commit a sin? He did not commit a sin. What do you think? How many? Audience poll. How many think he committed a sin? In this condition, okay, not told a lie, but in this condition, how many think he committed a sin in this story? हाँ? अरे हाथ उठाइए मुझे दिख नहीं रहा है. Sin नहीं किया था. How many think he committed a sin? ये तो 1-0 हो गया. बाकी लोग ऑडियंस पोल आपका फेल हो जाएगा. It's okay. There is no one to judge here. We all think our own way. So again, vote two, round two. How many think he committed a sin in this story? Show of hands. अरे हाथ उठाइए मुझे मतलब कैसे मैं काउंट करूँ ऐसे हाथ उठाना है हाउ मेनी थिंक ही कमिटेड सिन कम से कम मुझे फॉलो कर रहे थे तो पता चल जाता हाउ मेनी थिंक ही डिड नॉट कमिट अ सिन ओके इन दिस स्टोरी opposite this is exactly what I think is good may not be good he actually committed a sin so at that time what happened when he told that Dronacharya stopped his desire to fight anymore. He dropped his weapons. Right. So that's the second picture. But also what happened? Yudhishthir's Rath chariot, which never touched the ground before, actually touched the ground at that time. Just after he said this thing. Why?
He committed sin.
He committed a sin. What sin?
The reason was, Krishna said, you don't, you say that Ashwatthama is dead, but still, like he said, Ashwatthama, the elephant को वो भले ही छुपा दिया था, but वो क्यों बोला? वो क्यों बोला चाहिए?
उससे बड़ा रीजन ये मतलब आप जो कर एकदम सही है राइट बिकॉज ही disobeyed the instruction of the Lord. He hesitated. ठीक आपका पॉइंट है ना हम डिलिब्रेट करें या ना करें he deliberated. ठीक he deliberated. Why should I tell a lie? This is a sin. Right? He is thinking of the relative morality when God, the absolute morality, is giving the instruction. That's why he committed the sin. So it was not the reason that he told a lie, his chariot touched the ground. No. It was the reason because he did not follow the word of the God. He hesitated following the instruction of the Lord that his chariot touched the ground. And for a moment, he actually had a vision of the hell. Right? He saw the hell क्या होगा हाँ दब गया हाँ he saw that. So that's the point here. That is the answer of your question also. Right? I said like all those will come. Just wait. So if instruction coming from the higher authority, the Lord Himself, don't think anything. Does not matter. Simply follow because He will take care. हाँ reality में हमारे God नहीं बताते ना. On that time you have to do. But then when it is coming from higher authority, a lot of things will come higher authority. But you will see your guru is saying something. Follow it. Don't worry. He is saying if he is a real guru, if he is authentic, he will do what is best for you. He will not ask you to do something which is not good. Right. So that's what happened here. Where were we? So here. So one this in the same line, the in Bhagavad Gita 16th chapter this comes. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha janasu vidurasana. Right. Its meaning is those who are so in that 16th chapter there are qualities of demons and the good people. So in that demons how do you think demons would be? मतलब कैसा लगता है अगर आपको कहा जाए डेमन how do you think they would be like their appearance कैसे होंगे डरावने होंगे अच्छा और गंदे होंगे okay how else how do you think demon would be सीरियल्स में हमने देखा बहुत सींग होंगे उनके और आंख लाल होगी ड्रैकुला की तरह दो दांत भी निकले होंगे हाँ सर Demons are people like us. Yes, absolutely right. Prabhuji said, demons are not someone जिनके दांत निकले हो, आंख निकले हो, वो तो बस टीवी शो में दिखाने के लिए होता है, ठीक है? So that you differentiate. ये होता है artistic representation. That is only for that purpose. Demons are people like us. It's the qualities which makes us demon or they. It's not our appearance. There could be a very ugly looking guy. He is a Vikrit, but he could be like a Devata. And there could be a most beautiful person in the world. By qualities, that person could be the devil. Right. We see a lot of people in Bollywood like that. Right. So, yes. So that's what is being said. Those who are demonic do not know what to be done, what not to be done. Because they don't know the law of the Lord. They don't know what has to be done, what not to be done, and that's why their quality becomes demonic. So why they do? Why they don't know? Because they are ignorant. They don't follow the law of the Lord. They don't read. I will not say read, but they don't simply understand. They don't consider Lord as an authority. Ravan, Hiranyakashipu, everyone knew what is good. They are all pandits. Matlab pandits means they are all have read all the scriptures. But then they decided, I will not follow that. I will not. I refuse to believe that there is someone stronger or greater than me. I am the God. They are in that mood. So they are demons. So and opposite comes Deva. Devas are the one who know what to do because they simply follow the laws. So as simple as it is, right? Who follows? They are devatas. Who don't follow? They are demons. And Arjuna here is playing the role of conditioned soul. So that's why he's here acting like ignorant. He knows, he actually knew, being a great devotee and he's a great scholar, he also knew what is good and bad. But at that time, for the benefit of people like us, because ignorant people like us, he's playing a role of ignorant person by the influence of Maya Devi, right? So that we will get the knowledge what to be done, what not to be done, right? And what can be, so a lot of people think that he's thinking, like Arjuna is thinking, this is a punya, this is pap, the pious thing and the sin. Like he's thinking, I'll incur a sin. A lot of people also think that thing. But then what can be more pious than following the instruction of God? We have to think that way. If there is an instruction of God, there cannot be anything more pious than that. Right? So a lot of time there are some lower morality, then there are higher authority. There is always overriding authority. A God is the topmost overriding authority. His words are the supreme, cast in stone. If something comes from him, that is the highest. Even though our Shastras says that telling a lie is a sin, deceiving, deceit is a sin, right? But Krishna has done a lot of time people ask because they don't understand Krishna, and in the end they don't understand dharma also. कि कृष्णा तो बहुत धोखेबाज थे, वो ये करते थे, वो करते थे. He used to cheat people, he used to do deceit and all. But it's a God. We have to understand he's a God, right? What he does, what he does is dharma. That's what is written here. Dharma tu sachat bhagavad pranitam. Right. Religion comes from the God. It's not religion which decide what God should do or what we should not. So whatever he does, whether it's a deceit or not, or whatever bad thing, good thing, that is the religion. That is something which we have to remember. Right. So next is simple thing like follow, follow the instruction. Right. You will be having happy life. Always simpler to follow somebody's instruction. Then in the same here verse, he has been addressed as Madhava. We discussed that again, just to repeat. He has been discussed as Madhava. Madhava means husband of Lakshmi Devi, goddess Lakshmi Devi, who is the goddess of fortune. So he's saying the same thing. You are husband of goddess of fortune, and you're asking me to do the thing which will cause misfortune. Why you're asking me to do that thing? At least think of your name. Right. So shall we finish here? We'll continue with this one next time also because there are something more to discuss. So we'll continue this next time. The same verse, what we have to discuss. So aggressor and all. There are a lot of stories. It will take a lot of time. So we'll take that next. We can. Vancha kalptaro pishcha kripa sindhu bhyavicha prattana namne vyaveshtu vyavadam. Sila Prabhupada is a Nitai God, Hare Krishna. Okay.